Howdy folks, river's nearly back at normal levels, but I mean, just look at the mess out here now. We're underwater for about 10 days, something like that. Still, you know, some good puddles in the low-lying areas. But look at the muddy silt it's left. What a mess. It's a good job it ain't before turnout really, because I mean, it's massacred the grass. I mean, I haven't been sort of up the far fields like, but it was all underwater as you can see, and you can see the tide. You know, you look around the edge of the field, you can see where the brown mark was. That was the height of the water, basically, and that trough there, well, you couldn't see that if you remember in the video. That was completely submerged. So. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, again, you can see like the height the water was. Good 4 foot, 5 foot, more in places like that low spot there. What a mess. Not going to be able to go out there edge cutting or tidying anything up for a while. Make a hell of a mess. Anyway, today we're on a bit of ploughing. We're away. So I had a fair day at it yesterday, about 9 hours, 8 hours, something like that. And well, as you can tell, it's ploughing over lovely. One pass of the power arrow, and yeah, I'll drill straight into it. So, oh, hold on. Just adjusted the front furrow there. So yeah, could do a bit of ploughing again. Keeps me busy. Give showers again today. It is obviously, after all the rain we've had, it is a bit, I was going to say soft. It's soft on top, but it's not. You know, it was grass, so it's, you know, as by definition, it's, you know, quite hard like. Especially over that far side where I started, that was really rather hard going, especially through the tram lines. Especially because you think it's had all the trailers on it when we've been carting bales. I've been putting slurry. I put slurry on here 2 or 3 times. Yeah, probably this year, well, at least twice this year, same last year. And of course, you do get some compaction. So yeah, I haven't ploughed with it this wet for a long time. The old Fastrac's coping fine. The only issue I've got is, I'd forgot about it to be fair. Do you remember when I did the tug of war between this and the TW? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it was, I said then, rear diff isn't locking. Well, I haven't needed it since, to be fair. It hasn't been wet enough. But I am in diff lock at the minute, which is working on the front axle. Front axle's locked, but the rear one, yeah, as was a couple of years ago, is not locking. So I'm fairly sure it's hydraulic. Fairly sure it's hydraulic on. Hydraulic on or hydraulic off? I can't remember. Either. It's something to do with that. So yeah, I'm getting a bit of wheel slip on top. Obviously, once you've ploughed and you're in the furrow, there's a lot more grip available. So that wheel's got plenty of grip, not slipping, because it'll always, if you can't lock the diff, it'll always put power to the wheel that's easier to spin. So, which is of course obviously the one that's on top. So even now, as we speak, she's getting a bit of wheel slip off that near side rear, but the fronts are locked. Fronts are doing the job. So I am 3-wheel drive at the minute, technically. So I'll have to have a look at that at some point. Look at the old depth wheel. That's gathering some some soil, isn't it? See what I mean about this rear tyre? We're just coming into another tram line. You see the tram lines there? You can actually see where I put the slow, the lines of the dribble bar as well. Blimey, she's getting a right hole mounted on that rear depth wheel. Yeah, so we're getting a fair bit of slip out of that, but we're still maintaining a good forward speed. Right, so I'm basically at the stage now where all the long work is done. So I've got the headlands round the main bit here to do, all the headlands round here. But I've got this little 2-acre bit here that we've got to do as well. So I need the hydraulic top link really. And I've had the normal link on because the brown spool's always been well dodgy on this. But look at that. Look at that even. Oh. What was I just saying? It was working. The brown spool works when it wants to, basically. When it does work, it pulses a little bit, like it's knackered. But it was is the proverbial thing, was working. So, but I still want it on really because it's handy to adjust the plough easily without having to wind the top link in manually, like, if you don't want to leave a trench or whatever. But we'll probably want the top link out when we go along, when we cut along this bit here, like. So we'll want the front of the plough out of the ground a fair bit and the back in. So, but what we'll do, we'll take the hydraulic front furrow, we'll take that out and put we'll put the top link on that. Yeah, I really going to get them sorted this year, because it's a pain. I've got the green spool which works properly, fully, no bother. The blue spool in and out works, no float position. It's a bit dodgy behind, isn't it? And then the brown one, like you've just seen, works really, if it really thinks about it, like, but not very often. So anyway, we'll get that one off, get the hydraulic one on, and we'll be cooking. Just check the clearance on it, put it fully up. Yeah, you see, still trying to catch that. So I've got to be blooming careful of that. I really ought to whip that off. because last time I had it on, bent all the pipe work, I managed to just loosen them off, lever it back up and do them back up again so it's all straight, because it obviously started leaking. I don't want to do it again because it's bent. I didn't realise last time I was using it, it's bending all that, right? So, but we can sort it out. I will just get a couple of 13s and just whip that off, just so we don't have any more bent pipes. Do without that lot. Right, that's the top link catch off. So I'll just try it again now. Yeah. Yeah, so we're fully up now. But no bendy. There goes the back of the tractor going up. The old self-leveling rear suspension. And again. Up she goes. So yeah, we're all good now. Let's see if we can make a mess of this corner. Right, so to make life easy, I've got the basically the lower headland AB line on the CHC nav system at the minute, so that when I draw across this bit in front of us, don't back into the ditch, George, we'll be nice and parallel to that bottom hedge. That's the plan anyway. So we're about 60 centimetres off, so I think we can come down onto that line. That will cover the stuff that we haven't ploughed. Let's engage it. It'll line me up then. If you got these systems, you might as well blooming use it. That's what I reckon. Just coming in, draw forward a bit. Because of course, where I am now, I've got a headland to bring up behind me as well. So four-wheel drive. Are we gonna clear that? Have we got to go over one? Decisions. Let's just see for a minute. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna get that. There's a bit in front of us. Yeah, I am gonna get it. Yeah, ideal. So that's good. Another benefit of auto steer, you can just run that. Yeah, I am going to clear it, and now I'm going to be parallel to that bottom edge. So easy. Right, so in there, we'll just take a gear down just so I've got a bit of time to control stuff. So just lifted the front furrow out a smidge. So I don't want a massive ridge. Where my first furrow is, I'll show you. It'll be easier, wouldn't it, lot, rather than me try to explain. See? So I'm just extending that top link a bit, or down a bit there. Out again. So that front furrow is only sort of half in really. Skimmer's not doing anything. Consequently, there's not a massive ridge there, lot. So yeah, that'll be nice and parallel to that bottom edge. Couldn't believe it looking at the angle I'm at, but should be anyway, lot. Right, spin around, away we go. Have you noticed how sweet the 5.9 Cummins sounds these days? Sweeter than it used to, and I ain't done anything to it. But there's you know, well, basically it's got a hole in it now. But the side pipe, before it just goes into the vertical stack, started rotting through there. But it does just make it sound ever so sweet, especially when it's labouring a bit like. Lovely burble to it. So whether you've noticed that on you know, sort of recent videos on it, like, it does sound very nice. That does beg the question now. Well, let's go and have a quick look. I've not actually had a proper look at it. That's where all the noise is coming from, just in there. And it's not a very big hole, but it is crap that you can't really see, because the camera won't focus beyond the guard. Oh yeah, a bit more of a bit more of a hole now. Definitely a rather large hole now. Yes, that does beg the question, what am I going to do about it? Obviously I could patch it up. Still got the straight pipe, that's over keys at the minute. Remember that straight pipe I put on it when I first got it? Was it somewhere about 3 years ago? Now I've come off the lapel mic just because it'll pick that sound up a bit. It picks up more background sounds on the main camera rather than the lapel mic. So we'll see. Oh, how rude. Yeah, no, that's a pretty sweet sound, isn't it? Bobble along, 1200 RPM. Yeah, that's. I'll just leave it like that. But no, seriously, yeah, I could put the straight through on, but do I really want all the noise? Don't always want it all the time, do you? But I may go for the arms part. Stainless box like Matt's got on it's 3185. It's not straight through, but it's not as muffled as a standard one either. It's like in between, so you get a lovely bit of growl, but without, you know, all the noise. So I may go down that route. But for now, I'll put up with it. Yeah, you don't really need the radio on. There is still exhaust coming out there's only a little hole in that pipe. So, you know, 90% is going out the top. So again, I've got BP doing the steering for me on this inner headland bout. Just makes life easy, because then you parallel, because I'm crap at it, to be fair, getting parallel or keeping parallel to the ditch. And we've got a little ditch comes out just a smidge here, hence why we're doing a little S-bend thing type. Oh, Jcb nav system will keep me parallel to that ditch, so I'm going to use it. So that's just all you do is just set the AB, or you can add the your boundary or whatever. I tend to use ABs because you can get right up into the corner. Then you just come out into the field where you want to start from. Away you go. Again, RTK FNet. They're supplying the signal that I use, and it's blooming accurate, to be fair. Takes all the guesswork out. So my old welds are holding up on the that front furrow adjuster. Well, we're gonna, wouldn't they? So that's handy, but I've really got to sort these spool valves out. They're only going to get worse, aren't they, lot? And it's a pain, like I say, especially when you want the hydraulic top link on the plough or something. You want all three. Then you have the muck about taking the front furrow adjuster pipes out for the plough and putting the top link in there. It's just a pain. So like I said, I'll get this year, well this winter, definitely going to see if I can get Russell Fastracs over to put their electric kit on. So that's, like I say, it's an electric kit, not electronic. There's a big difference, because these spool valve slices at the moment, they're £2.5 grand. £2.5 grand to go. And as it stands, I need a couple of them. So, I mean, it didn't used to be so bad, sort of 10 years ago or whatever. They were about £1 grand, so a lot of money, but you could, yeah, you can justify it, sort of thing. But not £2.5 grand to put. I need 3 of them. £7.5 grand. I don't think so. So if I can get Russell's electric replacement ones, it'll be good. You can actually get manual ones fitted as well. There is a kit to do that, but it's quite. I mean, it's quite handy having the electric ones. But either it doesn't matter. It's going to be better than what I've got anyway. Just got to get the first one set right so that we catch all the ground we want, which I think is the spool valve, the guide line we're on there. So we'll click that. That'll we're on this thing. We'll drop the plough down. Still got it set with the top link fairly well out. And now she'll do all the steering up here. And these, when you've got these slight angled ins and outs, it is very hard to keep it straight because you're dealing with slight angles. So when we drop in this open furrow here, you watch the steering as it sort of tries to cope. We're going to slide in, so it's going to counter steer. Then we're going to try and come out the other side, which again is not going to be easy. There you go. And to try and do that and keep your line is not easy. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, better than what I'd be doing. I hate it trying to plough by hand these very shallow ins and outs. Always end up sort of getting a wonky line like, and then it's a pain to finish off. But this, there's going to be a bit of wobble in it, but not as bad as I could turn the aggressiveness of the steering up, to be fair. I haven't got it very aggressive at the minute. but it is coping. And on the next pass anyway, I should be able to manually strain up a bit more, and it looks like we may get fairly wet soon. That sort of might pass north of us, might not. Fair old rain cloud though. So down here to the bottom edge, one pass, and probably got 2 or 3 where you come in. Yeah, we're well in the hedge at the moment with the back furrow. Have to come out of the open furrow. I'm just running on my ploughing now. Spin you around. So we've just got a little bit of ditch comes out here. I don't know why it does. Perhaps this was probably another field at one point back in the day. So we'll just lift these, not too much plough. So the Z's are out a smidge. Just like that. Yeah, it comes out 10 foot, so you have to go round. A bit of a pain, but again that back furrow's just skimming in there, so we're not leaving a sort of 9 and, well, I'm ploughing about 9 to 10 inches deep, so I don't really want a 9 to 10 inch deep open furrow. When power comes along, that'll fill in quite easily then. Oh well, we're done. Going ain't too bad, is it? You can barely see that stitch in there, lot. This is quite heavy down where we started. And it weren't really matching up very well down here, but we got it sorted, just about sorted in the end. Anyway, let's get this dirt off here before that rains again, which it looks like that's heading this way. And all that leaves, I think, is then for just a nice ride home. Listen to that lovely 6BT 5.9 Cummins purr with blown exhaust. Anyway, enjoy it. Catch you on the next one. Ta-ta.